Hey guys, we're back again for the final Marvel Legends review of 2017. My last video was my top 10 Legends, and this guy did not make the list, but I am excited nonetheless to take a look at him. We have got the new Black Bolt figure from the Inhumans. This is in the Black Panther wave. It's really new. I'm not sure if it's even hitting retail stores yet. I got this at my local comic shop. Big Inhumans fan, big Black Bolt fan, not really a fan of the TV show, fan of the comics. So this guy comes in standard style box, nothing crazy there, you know what to expect. Black Bolt in the window, the Inhumans logo down there. We've got a look at the lineup for the figures, the Build-A-Figure, and then Black Bolt there. We got some artwork on the side as well. So standard Legend stuff. Let's pull them out and take a look. Alright guys, so here is our Black Bolt figure out of the packaging, and I've had a few minutes to play around with him and try to pose him and take some shots, and I have a few gripes with this figure, and you know, it's either coming down to the fact that there is a flaw on my figure, and that I found maybe kind of a weird design choice that they made. It kind of harkens back to the Darkhawk figure and how they handled the wings on the figure. Or maybe I just don't know what I'm doing, so we're going to find out. As far as the figure itself goes, I think aesthetically, when you get him posed, you get him, in a way you want to look, I think he looks pretty cool. Like I said, I do like the character, so I'm biased in that regard. I like his design, I like his aesthetic. I really love this head that they decided to use. And this is how he comes out of the box with his screaming head. So as far as, the character itself goes, if you don't know anything about Black Bolt, he's the leader of the Inhumans. His power is that he is, one, incredibly strong, super strong, to the point where he can, at times, take on the Hulk. And then he has a powerful voice to the point where a whisper can, decimate a mountain or something like that. So he doesn't ever talk. He communicates telepathically via his wife, Medusa, who we saw as a Walgreens exclusive a little while back. But when he does talk, you know it. So the figure itself, I believe he's on a standard Marvel Legends body. It looks very Bucky Cap to me. It's very standard. I'm not really even going to go through articulation except to point out probably an issue here that they had to make in terms of making the figure look aesthetically right. So we've got these cuffs on the wrists here. They hinder the articulation in terms of moving the arm, so it can only go that far. It's 90 degrees pretty much, but it's a double jointed elbow that is hindered because of that. It also causes problems with the hinges on the wrist. They only go so far. They do move, but they are very limited in terms of where they go. So that's kind of really the only problem that I've seen in terms of articulation there. Sculpt-wise, standard body, so there's nothing really crazy there. The head, though, I think is pretty much on point. The screaming expression they've got going is excellent. The bubble effect that's on the tuning fork on the top of his head, I think looks really good. They do bubbles really well, we've seen with the effects, and then of course it's made in translucent blue plastic, so I am a fan of that. The big issue that I'm seeing with this guy, though, is that, well, we'll start with one. So if you look, you're going to see it if I do, no matter what I do. So if I move the arms down, and I want to have him kind of pose with his arms to his side, his wings just stick straight back, and they're not supposed to do that. They're attached to this. They're supposed to be attached to the side of the body. So that's an issue on its own. Another thing that I'm noticing is that the cuffs, you can see there is a slit on this one, and I'm pretty sure that they should both be pointing inward to the body. This one is not, it's pointing outward. And there's no way to make it twist unless I twist the bicep backwards, but I can't do that because then the wing hits forward. So something is either on backwards, which I don't believe that is the case, because the arms are correct. You can see the tricep is in the right position here. So either this is a design flaw in general, or it's just a miss on mine. It doesn't really bother me. It's just something that I kept noticing as I moved the figure around. Now, similar to the Darkhawk figure that we've seen, he has the wing, little winglets. They're just part of his design, but they're supposed to attach kind of like this. So he has kind of like flared out wings underneath his arms when he moves. But you can't really do a whole lot with him, I'm finding. So you can get him in certain poses where, you can maybe hide them behind his back a little so it looks like they're connected, but they're attached at the biceps. So they're going to go with the arm wherever you put it. And even on the back of the packaging, they basically have him posed like this. So something similar. I mean, his arms are basically straight out, so the pieces, they fit very nicely, though. There is kind of like a tolerance here to where it's almost perfect. Like, I do like that. If you have it set up straight, it looks good. But if you want to have him in any more dynamic poses, at least for me, it's becoming troublesome to actually pose him because of the fact that those wings are going to stick out or they're going to jut out in the wrong place, and then it could look weird. And if you've got him just standing straight, you really have to have his arms like 100% straight down at his side. You can't have him anything like this, because then you've got these wings sticking out of the back, and that doesn't look right. So yeah, I'm not offering a solution to this because I'm not a toy designer, I'm not a toy engineer, but it's kind of troublesome. I am, however, going to basically have him posed consistently, something like this. Obviously something a little better than that, but where I can hide the way those angles look so he looks like he is, attached at both sides. But that is kind of a bother. I was worried when I saw what they were doing to know that, this is going to be the same kind of thing as Darkhawk, where his wings were weird in terms of how they had to place him just to get them on the figure. And these little winglet things that he has are also similar in they're troublesome. So yeah, that's that. As far as the paint on the figure, there is almost none, really. What you see is what you get here. He's got silver paint on him. It's okay. I've got some splotches on the back and a little bit on the front, but it's really, really hard to tell, at least on the front. The face has a lot. He's got that blue in the mouth. The teeth are painted well. The eyes are the glossed over white, and then he's got the silver on the tuning fork. But for the most part, the figure is just cast in kind of the navy blue, which is okay. He's mostly navy blue anyway, so it's not a big deal. But the paint is okay. It's not exceptional, and in some places it does look a little rushed. He does come with one accessory, and that would be the non-screaming head. So this is one that has, painted pupils. He's got a closed mouth. I like it. It's a nice head. It's got the tuning fork that is unencumbered by the little bubbles, but I'm never going to use it. I prefer him screaming far too much to use the regular head. So overall, this figure is not what I really wanted him to be. Again, I don't know what I expected they could have done with the little wing apparatuses that are a part of his costume, but in the wrong poses, he does look weird, and that's problematic for me. So I'm going to have to pick a pose and kind of stick to it, but at the end of the day, when I get him in that pose, I have found some sweet spots that look really, really cool, and I do love the screaming head. I think if you can get him in the pose that you want, when he's screaming with his arms kind of flexed outward a bit, he will look really, really cool. But it is, it's just like a game of angles, really, with getting those wings in the right spot so that they don't look like they're sticking out or jutting in the wrong way. And that's pretty much it. And he'll look decent enough with Medusa by his side on the shelf. So that is going to do it for this quick look at the Marvel Legends Black Bolt figure from Hasbro. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until next time, guys.